Among the classic of American self-help genre book, The Power of Positive Thinking stands out. It is an important part of American popular cultural history since it was one of the first books to describe how shifting your perspective might change the course of events you did previously accepted as inevitable. How your mind treats your work, how getting out into nature may help you cope with the stress of everyday life, and much more will all be covered in depth within the book's pages. The role that one's belief can have in defining one objective. Knowing present. Summary of The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. Key idea number one: have confidence in yourself because it helps you succeed. Inadequacy and anxiousness are epidemic in today's society. Many people, upon realizing how many issues there actually are, become overwhelmed and then try to place the blame on others or external factors rather than taking responsibility for their own condition and working to improve it. If you have low self-esteem or are prone to pessimism, you are more likely to encounter setbacks in life. The author recounts meeting a man who had lost everything but found renewed vigor and a determination to live after writing down all the good things he still had. He took an active role in creating a more positive outlook by concentrating on these factors. For example, you can do this by first picturing the outcomes you want and then imagining the challenge you face. In comparison, their problems appear less daunting and more manageable. Guideposts, the author's magazine, had a major issue that was resolved in an unusual way. The team actively envisioned themselves with more subscribers during a meeting. Okay, that settles it. Despite that optimism, their audience size really grew after this. Key point number two: give and take. How caring about others will make them care about you. Being admired is ingrained in our human makeup. Humans are social creatures that thrive when they have someone to share their lives with. However, many people are solely interested in themselves. As a result, many people experience the accompanying sense of rejection and isolation. There are, thankfully, ways to improve our likability. For starters, you need to accept the fact that the fault for other people's dislikes of you comes entirely inside yourself and is a product of your mentality. Fortunately, you can learn to become a more relaxed and confident individual, which will go a long way towards increasing your chance of being liked by others. When you take on each issue as if it were your own, you weaken your chance of finding a solution. This is due to the fact that there are seemingly infinite issues to tackle and not enough time to do so. Attempting to fix everything at once causes panic, stress, and loss of focus. Praying and meditating can help alleviate stress and pressure. Better outcomes and health are possible when you delegate duties and keep yourself organized. Realizing that you are not alone in your strengths and weakness in your struggles might help you live a happier and healthier life. Key point number three: your mental outlook and why changing it might help you succeed despite the challenges you have faced. Do you ever feel like your worries are too much to handle? Even if some of them are very real and urgent, like death or illness, how you react to them is what matters the most. You can find the strength to conquer your challenge if you approach life with an attitude of optimism and a pursuit of inner peace. If you watch the news before bed and then try to drift off to sleep, you'll end up with an earful of trouble, which will keep you awake and unable to solve your problems. you can make a positive impact on this critical energy source. Most people, on the other hand, attribute their current status only to chance and external factors. But the truth is that all there is to your reality and the opinions you have about it. If you keep an optimistic frame of mind, you'll attract favorable circumstances. Instead, if you think badly, you'll get negatively related outcomes like feeling down or even being sick. Key point number 4. Give yourself a break. Why you should choose to be joyful. The modern world favorably accelerated speed has been linked to major mental problems like exhaustion and irritability. Because stress and anxiety are so common in today's world, it's crucial that we learn effective coping mechanisms. For instance, the author frequently found the pressure of modern life to be too much to bear, especially when he was in a large metropolis like New York. For him, going for a walk in the woods was a great way to release pent-up stress. Not being happy as a result of these circumstances is ultimately a decision that may be made or undone. Real societal problems like poverty or unemployment might contribute to the feelings of unhappiness. Still, how we choose to respond to adversity is far more consequential than the circumstances themselves. If you choose to be unhappy, you may find yourself in a vicious cycle where your pessimistic outlook on life only serves to increase your sense of discontent. Key point number 5. Keep a positive attitude no matter what other circumstances are. When you anticipate the worst, you shut off the flow of power and lose the ability to overcome challenges. You can overcome this challenge, but your pessimistic outlook will show you aren't really tough. It's our mentality that will determine how well we overcome this challenge. When we think of them as manageable, they actually become so. The great 1940 tennis player Pancho Gonzalez is a good illustration of this. He was never the best player and was always considered an outsider, yet he nevertheless won a lot of titles anyway. I don't understand how he pulled it off. He never gave in to defeat, but rather sought out new opportunities and worked tirelessly toward their realization. This method will work for every issue, as no problem is hopeless. Your only task is to think optimistically and make the most of opportunities at hand. Key point number 6. The role of religion. Christianity and the Bible are generally viewed as providing faith, overarching principle by which to live. However, the wisdom revealed in the Bible can serve as cornerstone for your beliefs and deeds, aiding you in your pursuit of positive thinking and, as a result, facilitating a far more profound transformation in your life. For instance, the author's friends Bill and Mary felt betrayed when Bill wasn't offered the job of a retiring boss. They had been under impression that Bill would be the boss' successor. The author counseled him, according to biblical teaching, let go of your resentment of your new superior and channel your energy instead into working even harder. The Bible's precept helped Bill be promoted shortly after his new employer left for a better position. Praying can be a great way to let go of stress and open up your mind to new thoughts. Praying gives you a chance to step back and consider your issues from a higher vantage point, from which you may be better able to identify and implement a solution. Key point number 7. Faith should be incorporated into all types of treatment. It is a common knowledge that emotional states like stress can translate into somatic complaints and vice versa. In addition, there are times when the complaints Our bodies provide us with have no obvious medical costs. We need to take care of our bodies, but we also need to nourish our minds and soul when this happens. Faith alone won't cure us of our aches and pains, but God and the doctor together will do wonders. They were able to collaborate successfully because of the strength of unconscious mind. Though it may suggest sickness, even death, your subconscious mind contains the great majority of your mind. This potent area of your mind will bring forth radiant health energy if you allow the vision of health sink into the subconscious. This is why faith is crucial. It strengthens your conviction in your healthy beliefs by giving you confidence in something greater than yourself. Healing and wellness are possible outcomes of thinking positively, but only if such beliefs are sincere. Faith is necessary if you want to heal yourself both physically and spiritually. In conclusion, there is no difficulty in your life that can be solved by the power of positive thinking, no matter how daunting it may initially appear. Keep your cool, broaden your viewpoint, tend to your faith, and set your sight on the bright side, and you'll give yourself the best chance at a happy, healthy life.